And Z recording start कर if possible. हाँ start है. चलो good.
One. Okay. So shall we wait for some time?
Just a minute. 2 minutes. We will start. Let people are entering. So, should we start, Sunil sir?
Yes ma'am. Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
We should start.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the second day of the session, Introduction to IoT. And as we know, this is conducted by students for students and for the benefit of young generation, and particularly for those who have joined today with some intention to plan for their career. आजच्या ह्या प्लॅटफॉर्मवर सगळ्यांचं स्वागत करते मी डॉक्टर कीर्ती आगाशे, हेड ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स डिपार्टमेंट, VPMs पॉलिटेक्निक ठाणे. बरेच लोकांना कालचा सेशन आवडल्याचं तुम्ही आम्हाला कळवलं, सो थँक्यू सो मच फॉर good feedback and appreciation on behalf of VPMs Polytechnic. And we all know that as Sai and Zaid, they are conducting this session. Of course, we all have discussed about it, and we are confident that whatever they are giving information, it's so it is being checked, and though it is being conducted by the students, they have done this course at IIT Bombay, and they are being trained there for IoT information, which they are sharing today. And students, this is also a precursory workshop for the 25th National Conference. गेले 25 वर्ष VPM Polytechnic consistently national conference करणारी बहुतेक महाराष्ट्रातली एकमेव तंत्रनिकेतन संस्था असावी की ज्यांनी 25 वर्ष सातत्याने आम्ही 24 वर्ष नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्स कंडक्ट करतो आहे. आणि ह्या कॉन्फरन्सेस मध्ये प्रत्येक वेळेला नवीन नवीन विषय घेतले जातात. दिस टाइम द कॉन्फरन्स विल बी based on, or the theme of the conference is Industry 4.0, because we know that Industry 4.0 and IoT, these are the buzzwords or the keywords of for the next generation technology, and we are not going to get escape from these words. We are going to work with it. We are going to develop ourselves with these words. Apart from that, in the IoT, in the Industry 4.0, we will be in the conference, we'll be learning about the use of automation and data exchange in manufacturing also. Actually, there are around 9 fields they are saying which are related with Industry 4.0, which comes as autonomous robots, simulation, IoT, cyber security, cloud computing, additive manufacturing, data and analytics, augmented reality, vertical and horizontal system integration. So these are the considered as the major backbone or major parts of this Industry 4.0. तर ह्या इंडस्ट्री 4.0 बद्दल आपण 8 आणि 9 ऑक्टोबरला ऐकणार आहोत. अनेक चांगल्या 2 दिवस हा सेशन असेल आपला, अँड वी विल ऑल्सो इन्व्हाइट यू फॉर दॅट कॉन्फरन्स, अँड रजिस्ट्रेशन तुमचं आम्ही घेऊ. Today's session will be on IoT. IoT is part of this Industry 4.0, and here today we are going ahead with the practical session of it. काही लोकांनी काल खूप चांगला फीडबॅक दिला की वी आर नाउ मोर क्युरियस अबाउट व्हॉट विल बी हॅपनिंग इन द प्रॅक्टिकल्स. सो फॉर दॅट आय वेलकम एव्हरीबडी. आय वेलकम टुडे स्पीकर हु आर आवर students. So welcome Sai and Zaid, and all the best for conducting today's session. So be confident and go ahead. Thank you so much. And before that, Sunil sir, please explain house rules. Thank you.
So good afternoon, participants. So today the house rules are same. The first one, at the end of every day session, there will be a question answer session. And if you want to ask any question regarding today's topic, then you can use your chat box. Our course team is monitoring a chat box, and they will ask a question which you type or texted in the chat box. The third one, at the end of the session on the WhatsApp group, will give a quiz link, so you can attempt that quiz after the session. And to get a participation certificate, it is a mandatory to attend every session and to give an attempt of that quiz. Okay, so thanking you, and let's start our session. Sai, you can start.
Thank you. This part will be a continuation of our yesterday's seminar. So in the last seminar, we saw that there are various different types of IoT microprocessors to start with. Yeah, you must have heard yesterday about Node MCU, Arduinos, Raspberry Pis. So today we are gonna take a look to how to make a simple code and how to execute it. This will be your first step into IoT. So this part session will be quite easy. I will be introducing you to the basics, the very basic projects that you can also do at your home. So let's start. So just a quick recap. What we did in the last seminar was the introduction. Then we saw the growing scale of IoT. We found out what is the importance of IoT and how it is gonna, what is the future scope of IoT and how the scope of IoT is gonna increase in the next decade. Also, why 5G is important for the growth of IoT. So now this session will be less of a PPT based, but I will actually show you how the program works. And I would starting recapping everything, you must be aware of Arduino, as well as this was our Node MCU. So, and this is the ESP8266 module, which is the Wi-Fi chip, that is the sensor which gives Wi-Fi capabilities to any IoT device. So this is the Arduino IDE software. It's free to download. You can go to Arduino, search Arduino in Google, and you can download the software. This software helps to write the code, compile the code, and upload the code to the microprocessor. So now we are gonna take a quick look of how is this Arduino IDE software. So just a second, I have to execute the IDE. One minute. Yeah, I'm there. Sunil sir, can you see the DHT11 Arduino page?
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, and there is someone, Mr. Ganesh Nanduri, who is trying to enter the room, but I'm admitting him, but he is not able to get in.
Same thing happening. I'm trying. Okay.
Yeah, just take a look.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the interface of the DHT11, Arduino IDE module. So as we all know, we are quite new to this IoT. I'm also few months back I was not knowing about Arduinos and Raspberry Pis, but this Arduino software is very helpful because there is a website known as GitHub. Most of the engineers must be knowing the GitHub websites gives open source coding. So means you can download the code for free. So these are DHT11, and even some Arduino examples are there for free also. Now I will show you how the interface works. In the file you have to go to examples, and then you will get all the types of examples that are integrated into the Arduino IDE software. So if you must have gone into C++, then you must have known that the very basic code that you can write is the hello world code, the smallest code, and which is If the first code you should know is the, or one code you must know is the hello world code. So now like that also in the Arduino IDE, the simplest code is the blink code. What does it do? Let me open it. The blink. Yeah. So this is the blink code. So this code are, you don't need to do any vast coding. So this is a one-page code. So the main thing we have to do is the decode the code. You have to see what is written in the code, and you have to do accordingly. Accordingly, you have to do the same changes in your Arduino. So what this blink code enables us is that, 1 minute. Yeah. So this was our Arduino from yesterday. So as you can see, there is an inbuilt pin inside. You can also attach something called as LED to turn on the light. But in the Arduino, there is an inbuilt light. So today we will write a program where we can turn on and turn off the light at a regular interval. So we will see the code. So what does it said that the pin mode will use the LED built-in. So it will use the built-in LED. Now what we have to do is that connect the 1 minute. So you have to connect the Arduino with your PC with a USB cable, and then we have to first check the code that is it right or not, and then we have to upload the code. So yeah, so this is my Arduino. 1 minute. So now I will connect this USB cable to it. Just a second. Yeah. Now this Arduino is connected to my laptop. So now we will start seeing the code. So now what are the first thing we have to check is that we have the Arduino is successfully connected with the Arduino IDE software. So for that, what you have to check first, at the bottom right, you can see here Arduino Uno on COM3. So this is the COM3 is the port at which the Arduino Uno is connected. So if sometimes I have connected, I guess previously I had connected a Node MCU on port COM7. Then how can I change the port and the which board I am supporting? Then you can go in tools. In that you have to select board. In this board option, you can get multiple boards. You can get Node MCU, Adafruit board, then Arduino Uno, Arduino Nano, Arduino Mega. For this time, we are connecting Arduino Uno. Then we have to select which port. COM port is that on which USB on your laptop or desktop. There are various USB port. So we have to select on which port you have connected the Arduino Uno. So currently it is showing me only one option, which is the COM3. So I will connect it, select it. Now what first we have to do is that first check that verified that the code is running or not. Or what may happen is that after uploading the code, there is an error and the machine would stop working. So the code is that after every 1000 millisecond, the LED, the built-in LED will go high and low. High and low in this context will be, high means it will turn on and low means it will turn off. So first we will verify the code. You can see this is a green status bar which will compile the sketch and see is it working or not. Yeah, so you can see it's done compiling, and there is no red color text, so it means that it's a successful code. And now I will click on upload. So what it will do, it will upload the code on my Arduino Uno. So it is telling uploading, done uploading. So now what will happen, I will just show you. Okay. You can see a yellow color light inside the Arduino. It's the built-in light. And you can see as we have written the code, after every 1000 milliseconds, it will turn on. And after every 1000 millisecond, it will turn off. So if you want to check the code is working or not, so what we will do some changes in the code, and I will show you the same Arduino once again. Okay, so I will now change the values of the delay. So if you want, anybody wants any values for the time at which the Arduino will stay on, anybody? You can tell in the chat box. So now you have taken 1000 millisecond. If you want any value, you can just tell me. Otherwise, I will put instead of 1000, we'll put 10,000. Okay, 5,000. Okay, from 1 we have got to 5. So now what will happen, the LED will be turning on for more time than it was previous, but it will be turned off for the same time it is turning off currently. So now I will upload this code. Can you share? Okay. So now, as you can see, the built-in LED is, turning on for more time than it was turning on before, but it is, the delay of turning off is same, 100,000 milliseconds. Okay. This is very exciting. When I wrote this code, it was very exciting for me because this was the first code that I had written in the Arduino IDE. And you can see within literally 3 minutes, we can write this code and execute it. So, and I also don't know much of any coding, but the main thing you should know that, right, while seeing anyone other's code, that you should see that which pin he is using and what setting he has used. To copy or get inspired from his code. So now we will again go to a blink. Okay, so in the next thing we can do, I have a temperature and humidity module. 1 minute. So yeah, this is a temperature sensor we saw yesterday. Now we will connect the temperature sensor to the Arduino, and we will check what is the temperature and what is the humidity in my room. So for that, I will need a breadboard. 1 minute. I will change the screen. First, I will show you how I made the circuit, and then we will see which code we are using. So this is a breadboard. Breadboards are used for making, prototype circuits. And when the prototype circuits are successful, then you can make a PCB, small PCB out of it. Now let's attach. This is the temperature and humidity sensor. You can see there are 3 pins. It is 3 pin ahe. Okay. Focusing. Okay. So the first pin is ground pin. Second pin is the data pin, and the third pin is voltage in pin, means via which the voltage will go. Now I will disconnect my Arduino for a second. Okay. Now here comes our Arduino, and I will put this temperature sensor inside this breadboard. Now I will take 3 jumper wires. We have seen jumper wires in the last seminar. Okay. So now how the breadboards works is that you can see this plus and pink color plus sign and teal color minus sign. So this row is connected. Internally, all these holes are connected line wise. And this plus line, how the plus line goes, all these pins are internally connected. And here you can see 0, 5, 10. So these lines are connected internally this ways. So if my sensor is connected here, okay. So if I have one jumper wire here and I have another jumper wire here, then they are interconnected. But if the red jumper wire is here and I have put the orange jumper wire here, then they are not internally connected. They cannot send the signal. They have to be in the same line. So I will just put all the temperature jumper wires. One minute. Okay. Now, one second. Yeah. So what we will do, the first pin, the blue color pin we are seeing is the ground pin. So here, as you can see, I don't think so it's clear. Near the red LED, it's written G and D. That means ground. So now what we have to do, we have to find the same 3 letters G and D in this Arduino. So where we can find G and D here is that one G and D is here, one ground pin is here. Then 2 ground pins are here. So we will, connect one ground pin here. Okay. Now the next pin is this. Okay, I connected wrong. Sorry. Okay. Now this orange pin is VCC, that is voltage in. So now VCC, we have 2 options. The first one is 3.3 voltage. It is here. I don't think so. It's you can see there. It's 3.3 voltage, and the another one is 5 voltage. So bigger is better. So we'll go for 5 voltage. Okay. And this orange pin is data pin. Means data, we saw that data is of 2 types, digital and analog. This time we will use digital pin. One second, it's digital. I think so it's analog pin. Yeah, it's analog. Sorry, it's analog pin 0. Okay, like that. We have connected our temperature and humidity sensor to our Arduino. We saw the GND and VCC pin are to supply the power to the sensor. The sensor also needs power to turn on. And the data pin is to that the data will be generated via the sensor will be sent via the data pin, which in this case is the analog data. So now we will see the code. Temperature and humidity. Yeah. So you can see the code. Is the code visible? Zed?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the temperature and humidity code. What it uses that you can see this A pin AO. means what we can say that analog pin A0. So the data will be going through A0. Inside the Arduino we saw A0. Then VCC, they don't, in this code, they don't write about VCC and GND because voltage in and ground pin are obvious. So we don't, they don't write it in the code. So now what we will do, first of all, I will connect my Arduino back to my PC. Show you how it's looking. The red LED turns on. This indicates that the sensor is on. Then these 3 pins we have connected to our Arduino, and then my USB cable, it is again connected to my laptop. So now we will check the code. So in this code, it is written that you have to see the serial port of 9600 baud. That I will come later, and the delay is 500. So after every 500 milliseconds, it will again put the values. So it will show this is the whole script. Actually, if you will ignore it, then also it's fine, because the main things, the changes you have to make is in the very top end. Otherwise, these are all the void loop coding. So now what we will do, first we will verify the code. Again, here's the green bar. Okay, the code is all right. Then I will upload the code. Okay, it's showing uploading, done uploading. So now, as we saw yesterday, there is a red reset pin. When you reset it, the code starts again. So I'm just gonna reset the Arduino. Yeah. And then I will show you in the tools section, there we have serial monitor. And what we saw is that here we saw 9600 baud. Here also we have to set it to 960. Okay, is it visible? The COM3 port?
No, bro.
No, COM not visible.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, now is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see this 9600 board. So we have to, if we click any other board, then the serial monitor will not work. As you are seeing, the humidity in my room is 63% and the temperature is 28. Now, let's take in case I will turn off my AC for a moment. So let's see if we have, okay, we have, no, it's 28 degrees Celsius, and let's see, is there any change? And the humidity is 64. So now if I will put my, mouth vapors near the sensor, let's check that, does the humidity increases or not? So currently is 63%. Now I will, put my mouth close to the sensor. Now check if the humidity is increasing or not. Just a moment.
Yes, it is increasing.
Yes, it is increasing.
Yeah, increasing.
Yeah, as you can see, it got nearly 95%. One quick note is that when the humidity reaches 100%, that is dew point. And when the humidity, in our atmosphere, when the humidity reaches 100%, it starts raining. So I was, my mouth also was spitting, some water molecules. So you can see from 63, it got nearly 95%. And again, it's coming back to normalcy. See the drop, 80, 74, 70. And there is also, you can see 1 degree increase in the temperature. I just turned off my AC. So from 28 degrees Celsius, it got to 29. I'm sure further it will increase again, because there is an ambient cooling in my room still going on. Okay, so this was the temperature. You can check what is the accurate temperature in your house rather than depending on, any Google temperature rating, which will show you any random amount. You can get that actual. See, I can know that in my room there the temperature is exact 29 degrees Celsius, and my humidity is this much. So, this is a very great, personalizing tweaking that you can do if you are into IoT. So great. Uh, Now the next project I'm going to show you is a sonar project. 1 minute, I will disconnect. Yeah. So this was our temperature and humidity that we had done now. I will remove all the pins. Okay. So now we will make a circuit which will mimic the sonar sensor, sound navigation and ranging, the sonar sensor which uses in Navy ships. So we are gonna mimic that by using, okay, just take this. Oh, sorry. It's slow. Am I visible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
No, but
camera.
it has freezed.
Okay, I'm working on it. Uh, just a minute. What is the problem?
Uh, you
No,
have
one moment.
okay, okay, fine.
Video connection lost. I don't know, there's a problem in my Droid cam.
Is any problem?
Yeah. I'm working on it. Yeah, back.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, now the sensor has broke. So this is Arduino. This is a servo motor. You can see the servo motor. It doesn't work, 360-degree, but it's a very powerful motor. Now, accidentally, my sonar broke. The attachment has broke. Then also it will work. I will show you. Now, it will mimic a sonar sensor, right? It will go from left to right, right to left. So let's check the wiring and the code. So first we will check the code. Mm.
Any problem there?
No, I'm executing the code.
Okay, okay, fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the sonar. Hello?
Hi. Servo. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
So
So
now,
yeah. So now what we have to do, we have to connect the sensors to the Arduino according to the code. So now there is a trick pin, eco pin, and is equal to 10. So what it means that there is a there is a pin here written TRIG. For this case, it is a gray color pin, gray color wire. Then we have to connect to the 10. That is the digital pin 10. So I'm connecting it. I will show you the end result. Then we have to eco pin. We have to connect to the digital port 11. So okay, that also I've done. Then the other two ports are the ground and VCC. Again, ground port to the ground port. And VCC, we are going to give it 3.3 volt as we want the 5 volt for the servo motor. Okay, then these three wires are for the servo motor. Then second, the orange one will be, then the servo motor pin we have to check here. What is a servo? Yeah, my servo dot attach 12. That means that we have to attach the servo motor's data cable at the digital port 12. Again, the other left two wires are the VCC and GND. So this one will go here. GND will go here. I will show you the video. Orange screen. One second, this droid cam is giving a problem. Yeah, now it's visible.
yes.
Uh, okay, so this is the whole circuit. As you can see, these are, this side of the board, the pins are all digital. Means if you have written a D pin, digital pin, then you have to connect on this side, and you can see the numbers uh, 13, 12, 11, 10 up to 1. And here all the power cables. So I've used VCC and GND pin are all located here. And this was my intention, but my sensor got a little bit loose. So the sensor was sitting on the servo motor like this. So now we will test the circuit. Yeah. Okay. So first I will verify the code. Okay, the code. Yeah, you can see my sonar screen, right? The Arduino IDE software.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will, okay, it's fine. Then I will upload. Oh, sorry. There will be an error because I have not connected my Arduino. Yeah, you can see there is an error, red code, because I have not connected my Arduino to the PC. I've connected. Now I will again try once again. I will upload the code. Okay. Now you're seeing the bigger screen or the small pop-up? Ma'am? Sunil sir?
Sonar screen as a sharing screen, and on your
पॉपअप त्याच्यामध्ये येते का?
sonar.
हा. हा, एक मिनिट. हा.
Okay.
हा, आता येते?
Yes.
हा, तर ऍक्च्युली इंटेन्शन असा होता की मी या अल्ट्रासॉनिक सेन्सरला हॉट ग्लूनी चिटकवलेलं या सर्व मोटरला, पण सध्या हॉट ग्लू निघालाय, तर आपण प्रेडिक्ट असं समजू की हा अजून चिकटलेला आहे. तर जसं जसं सर्व मोटर हलतोय तसा तो सेन्सर त्याच्या बाजूला आहे. आता आपण याचा आउटपुट बघूया. So what we did in the first DHT11 temperature module, that same we are going to do. We will check the monitor, serial monitor. When I have to again share that COM3. Yeah, you can see there is a long list of number. Now this number, is telling at what distance there is an object. But it's very annoying to see this number. So now I have created a pictographical representation of this sonar sensor. I will show you that in a minute. Okay, the code is taking time to turn on. 1 minute. Should turn on. Yeah. Okay, so you're seeing sketch 2007 26A.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the code by which what it will do. We can see a COM3. So the data which is coming via COM3, the COM3 is our Arduino which is connected to the ultrasonic sensor. Then what it will do, it will take the data from the ultrasonic sensor and as well as a servo motor and show it to you in a pictographical way. So now I will run the code. Okay, port 3 is busy. I'm getting an error. Okay, port 3 is busy. So now I have to, I think so. Oh, I remember. I have to close my COM3, I guess.
Yes, you have kept that comfort open.
Yeah. Yeah, it's running. I will. Now you can see the sonar like, graph.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
so,
good.
yeah. So now I will show you now. Actually, the servo motor and ultrasonic sensor I've got away. So now my hand is. I will change the webcam. Yeah, now you can see me.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So now if my hand is coming near to the ultrasonic sensor, it will detect, you know, in the red font. And it will also in the at the bottom, it will show at what distance is my hand. You see, it's showing 30, it is fluctuating between 35 and 39. And it is showing from the sensor at what angle is my hand. So currently the sensor is idle. So however I will keep my hand, it will change the distance. But yeah, in the next lecture, actually, I will, again put the hot glue and show this again. I don't know what has happened. The hot glue was, I think, so cheap quality. So now if I will take my hand near to it, you can see the red area, rises. And also you can see as the red region increases, the speed of the scanning also increases. Now you can see it's all green. You can see the speed. Now check the speed when I put my hand inside the sensor. You can see a little bit speed.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
So this program is made so that if anything is coming very near, then it will scan fastly to check what is the actual size and what is the distance between the object and the sonar. So this method is used in Navy ships. So this is one of my projects. Next, okay, was it good? Please comment in the chat box. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I will send you the code in the WhatsApp chat. I will put all the open source software that I got. Okay, and the next experience program we are going, that how we can program the Node MCU, this Wi-Fi module, to make our own remote control car. So let's begin. One Node MCU. Yeah, you can see this is now this one code is for the Node MCU. You can see first they have shown that ENA pin, ENB pin, and in the GPIO pin, that is a general purpose input output. So in the Node MCU also we have the D5, D6 digital pin. So what we have to do is so actually I have made this, so you can see the code in the there is a module of this car making, that in that module we have specific pin name ENA, ENB, In1, In2, In3, In4, and that pin we have to connect via the jumper wire to the D5, D6, D8, D7, as well as the D4, D3 pin of the Node MCU. So this project I have already made it for you, and I will show you how it looks. Okay. So this is my Node MCU car. Inside you will see the Node MCU. This is the driver module for that car, and this is a switch. I've made for turn on and off. So now in the lockdown I had made this car, but I couldn't order the battery due to the lockdown. So I have connected a 12 volt 1 ampere power cord to it, and I will connect it I will connect it to the mains, AC mains, and I will show you how the car works. You'll see a little bit shift. I can turn on. Okay. I will now show you from my mobile application how does it work. Okay. Now one second. To see if I can share my mobile screen. Just a minute, guys. I'm checking if I can share my mobile screen or not.
Yeah.
Okay, connected.
Yes, what's the problem?
No, I'm trying to see if I can connect my phone.
Okay.
Screen sharing, right? Screen sharing.
Yes, yes. So we all understand that because of this pandemic, nobody can come there to help you, because for such experiments, we need to have another hand free. So one will be showing the results and one will be doing the wiring and all the things.
Okay. My screen just got. I don't know what's the problem. Just 5 minutes, guys. I will.
Yes, yes. So till then, for others, actually, so like that, you can develop lot many hobby circuits, and because all these things are available in the market right now, not very easily, but even with some, everybody is having your small kit of your own components in which you are having breadboard and wires and everything. So like that, if you keep that small kit ready with you and one Arduino board or later on Raspberry Pi, so you can work lot many things.
And I will show you from my inbuilt camera itself.
And then if we are having any video or something, we can by that time sure.
Yeah, sir, can you pin my video?
Yeah.
Sir, can you please pin my video?
Yes, yes, move on, move on.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. So you see, this is the app. I don't know how the exposure. Okay. So Node MCU car. I will send a screenshot. You know why the aperture is. Yeah, you can see a little bit.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can see the various direction the car can go, and this is the sensitivity bar. Now I can increase the sensitivity of the car. So okay, if I will. Yeah, so take this case. Now this is the car. Now I will press forward. So now the car will go lack of space, guys. Please adjust. One minute. Add. 1 second, guys. Okay, you can see I'm just taking it up. It can go forward, it can come backward, it can go sideways. Okay. I will send you guys a video how it is working on ground level. Okay. So this was a Node MCU card. Okay. So now you can see also this projects you can have practical implementation that if there is any rescue searching, if you it has lots of space, so you can pack a small medikit, and if there is any fire hazard, the building is on fire, someone is trying to get up and he wants immediate first aid, then you can put the first aid in this car and send it wirelessly without having any human error or risking any other's life. So this was all the projects, and now we are gonna see. Turn it off. Now we are going to, okay, what is the range between a controller and a, okay, we'll go through all the questions. What is the range in between controller? Yeah, the normal Wi-Fi range 10 meters. If you use ESP32, which is a quite costly one, then you can also range it till 15 meters. Okay. Any other questions about this projects?
There was one question. Can it climb upstairs?
Huh?
Can it climb?
Somebody has asked about which app you have used or something, no, in the chat box.
It's a open source code. I will send you the app APK file. It's not available on Play Store. I will send the APK file on the WhatsApp group. Any other questions? Can it climb the stairs? It has the horsepower, but the wheels are not suspension. They don't have suspension. So I think it can climb the stairs, but it may fall off doing jumping jacks. Okay. Someone is not in the group. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Link. Yeah. Okay. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We'll
today,
move further.
how many circuits were planned for today's side?
This was the last one.
Yeah. So good. It's 4 o'clock almost. 2 minutes remaining. No,
Yeah.
it's okay. And anybody wants to ask any question related with the programming or something?
साई ये नोड एमसीयू का प्रोग्राम भी आर्डिनो आईडी में ही लिखते हैं क्या क्या है?
हाँ सब आर्डिनो आईडी में ही लिखते हैं.
Okay. So Arduino programs you are writing on Arduino ID. This node MCU is another this one, no? That is why I asked.
Yeah, what we have to do is the libraries जैसा रहता है कि C++ में कोडिंग रहता है. अगर आपने किया रहेगा तो आपको पता रहेगा कि इंक्लूड में पहले हम लोग फ्लोट इंटीजर ये डिफाइन करते हैं. तो जो डिफाइनिंग लाइब्रेरीज रहता है वो आर्डिनो आईडी में आर्डिनो का पहले से ही रहता है. पर अगर
Okay.
नोड एमसीयू या फिर किसी और एडाफ्रूट का डालने का है तो वो
हाँ.
लाइब्रेरी भी ओपन सोर्स है. हम लोग को
Okay.
जिप फाइल बस आर्डिनो में दिखाना है कि ये जिप फाइल है हमारे पास लाइब्रेरीज का. Then Arduino can IDE software can work with Node MCU or any other Adafruit also it can work, and also Raspberry Pi. I think so it can work with Raspberry Pi.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. But I have seen that this is an Arduino IDE only, na? That is why I asked. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Siddhant is asking how do you install libraries? You want to see? I can show it to you now. Okay, how you made a car? Okay, how you make the car? I will actually, this is not my original project. It is inspired by someone, so I will share you the website from which I got this car idea. In some devices, we can share data by tapping. Which sensors can be used? You can use Node MCU, but generally the thing is that now the mobiles have become so integrated that you don't need. Tomorrow I will talk about it, about the Blink app and everything. Yeah, sensors. Yeah, I will show you. I think so. I have some. Someone wanted to see how you can install various libraries, right? I will show that. Yeah. So you can see my screen of Arduino IDE. So now
Yes.
what we have to do, we have to go into file, we have to go in preferences. And for example, what we have to do here, additional boards manager URL. So this URL ESP8266 is for, for the Node MCU. So ma'am was asking how you can put Node MCU. So this is, this, I will share the URL on the WhatsApp group. What we have to do is that we have to write the URL here, .json file. We have to click OK. Then what we have to do, we have to go in tools. We have to, we have to go into include library, and we have to go to manage library. Then a pop-up will occur. Yeah, as the library manager, you can see, okay, I have to.
Yes.
Yes.
You can see the library manager.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So inside that we have to type ESP8266. So ESP8266. Yeah. So you can get Adafruit by Adafruit, or there is also the
Node.
ESP node. No, yeah, you have to get to the ESP8266 community page. I think so. They have stopped working on. I'm personally, you ask me, I'm using Fishy DIY library. So, okay, what I will do, I will send you the zip file of the Node MCU, how you can install Node MCU. What you have to do is that just go on Sketch, go include library, and then press add .zip library. And I will send you, then after clicking on add zip file library, what it will do, it will open a pop-up of your, my PC page. And then you have to click on the zip file which I will send you via WhatsApp. Then you can add, because all these libraries are not previously installed. Blink library, DH2, DHT, MFR, C522, TinyJSM, Fishy DIY. They are not previously included. You have to include them, by manually. So that I will give you the zip file. Okay, any other questions? Actually, I wanted to go further, but it's time limit. What is in that URL? It's a JSON file. What it will do, in the board manager, if you go normally and type ESP8266, you will not get the what you call it. You will not get the library access. This is the special URL which will directly contact you to the server, which will give you the Node MCU libraries. Can it work by Python for coding? If it is, have you tried? Actually, I haven't tried. I don't think so it will work, because Arduino IDE is also C++. It's like C++, but it has the Arduino related libraries. I don't think so it will work on Python. I will check that and tell you in the tomorrow. Okay. Any other doubts?
I think anybody having any question, or we are going to end today's session. Today's participation is 62. Very good participation, but compared to yesterday, some are missing. I think some are having problem about linking or getting inside. I don't know, but it was a very good session again, Sai and Zed, and lot of preparation is been done, and let us appreciate the speaker, because really it is difficult to show the practicals online, because you have to manage with your video, with your computer, with your wiring and everything, but still you have managed it very well, and congratulations for the same. And even I must congratulate many students. They are also showing appreciation, so that is a good quality of audience also. And so I must congratulate audience that it is a good quality that we are appreciating the others' efforts. So please keep it up. And slowly like that, we will be getting trained for our next future, which will be invariably with IoT, Arduino's, Raspberry Pi, and data analysis, and lot many things. So really I feel that many students who are aspiring their career in electronics, and many people who are really confused कि अरे electronics में मैं जाऊँ या नहीं जाऊँ, या कौन से branch में जाऊँ. So this is the right answer. And see, we have to work in the multidisciplinary action. And if you are having control over the electronics, no doubt you will be having better control on all the systems, because everything starts from this end. And for future to be a digital factory, or it may be a smart city, smart sensors everywhere, this will be invariably important issues. So congratulations, and we are again now waiting. Excellent project, your efforts. So good remarks we have received, and really it is the second day of precursory workshop is also good. And I wish that many of you please try like that, and many of you try to teach each other. And see, one thing is common: don't hide anything, because the more you discuss, the more you share, no, you become more richer and richer. Because there is one Sanskrit subhashit about it, about vidya. विद्याधन जितकं आपण वाटतो तितकं ते आपल्याजवळ खूप जास्त येतं. So like that, try to share what you have learned. And let us conclude this session. And
I would like to
tomorrow,
say one point.
yes, yes, sure.
Sudarshan, Mr. Sudarshan was telling that today's lecture was more interesting than yesterday's. So
It
I would like
happens.
to tell him that you must also wait for tomorrow's lecture,
Yeah.
because it will be more interesting than this one also. Because tomorrow we are going to home automation and using Blink application. You know, you will get the really, you can see that what is happening in my world in the back end. Very things are happening in my world, and I was not knowing about it. And after and at the end of the session, you will get to know, oh, how these things are working, oh, how I can also make my own code. And it will be the tomorrow's Blink application will be bypassing this Arduino IDE software. Means once you put the Blink software, you can use the Blink application at your click of a button. So tomorrow I'm going to show that.
Yes, yes. So so tomorrow's session will be still more interesting, no doubt about it. And so let us stop today, take this message home, and try to work on something small. Start today with something new, something small. And there, or at least अगर आपके पास अभी बहुत कुछ सामान नहीं है, there is scarcity of all the material, सब तैयार करके रखो कि the moment the market is open, the moment the labs are open, I plan करके रखो मुझे ये चीज करना है. Okay, so like that we can work on it, and we will end this session, and we will meet again tomorrow at 3 p.m. and good day, goodbye to everybody for today. Okay, thank you, Sai and Jayad and all the audience. Thank you so much. So first, Sunil, you
Yes, sir.
can end the meeting now.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.